still continue with more Google apps. Shall see something about the Google Forms, and they can help you when you're creating quizzes. Maybe basically you're creating quizzes. Maybe you want to formulate some questions that you want to send to people, a large number of people, for them to answer and send back the information. So this can save you from making hard copies and keep on distributing to people physically, when they can just do it on their phones, and then you can receive the responses, like surveys among other stuff. So to access the Google Forms, basically you can just come in your browser and then you search Google Forms and you sign in. If you have an email, it will sign in your email. So when I want to create a Google form, some of these templates are already there. You can just follow them and you just edit where need be, or you can create your own form the way you want. So when you come to blank form, it is an untitled form, as you can see, and this is the part where you're going to generate all the questions that you want to generate, and then you can edit accordingly. Then after formulating the questions, and then you send the link to maybe to the people who you want to respond to your survey, to your questions. Then the responses will be shown here for everyone who responds. And then you can now organize the information. So you can create the title for your form. Maybe it is a quiz about let me say, it's a survey about anything, and then you give a brief description about whatever the survey is about, and you can begin your questions. Maybe you need to find out the people's personal information about them, like their names, anything that you want to find out. After generating the title and the description, you can edit as you see these features here, and then when you come to the questions, give a title to your question, like what is then in the new question, you may either want the people to respond with a short answer, or you may want them to, depending on the question, you may want people to give very many options and then people choose, or they just have to check on one of the boxes, or it can be having very many answers and they have to just pick from the answers. So maybe assuming I wanted my replies to be multiple choice, then it will appear like this, and you can give all the options and they will select one. Check boxes, and they will tick one of the boxes, and then in case you want them to give a whole paragraph, you still select that and it will be shown on answer text. And then when you're done with that question, then you come here to the plus, and then you add another question and you edit accordingly. Then here on required, as you see in some of these forms, there are some bits of the questions whereby you cannot hand in your form without you filling in that particular question. So this is why I select, in case you want it to be a required thing, a must for everyone to answer. And then you can still add an image, from here, an inline image, and there are very many editing features here. You can import your questions from somewhere. You can add title and description. You can add an image, or you can add a video from here. And then after you generating all your questions, you can still come further to settings for you to edit. Make this a quiz, like assign points for the answers, and automatically provide feedback back, like as this person is giving their information. Maybe you also had a section for them to give their email, and they can now you can select and be like they should receive their responses back. Those are some of the editing features, and you can still customize the theme of your form from here. You change, and then basically that's it. Create your form, and then when you're done, you come to publish, and you can now when you click publish here, they ask you a question that should anyone who has the link be able to access this form, or you can, when you come to manage, you can select particular people to be able to access your form. And you should be having them as contacts. You shall see that in Google Contacts, but you can select particular people. Like even though you're sending this link to a very large group of people, like maybe a WhatsApp group, and those particular people you've selected would be the only people to open this link and fill in. So when you're done adding them, come to done, and then you publish your form. Then they bring for you the link, and now that's the link that is copied, and then you can paste it and send it to the people who you want to respond. And when they respond, their responses will automatically come here. And now further, in case there are responses here, you can link your responses to sheets, and like now this shows you creating a new spreadsheet, or you select an existing spreadsheet. So this means when your responses come here, then you can bring them onto a spreadsheet, in a spreadsheet document that is Excel, and then you can edit your information from there. It's much easier to organize it from there. And then you create, so now depending on what you had in your form and what is now in the responses, that's what will come here as we see what is the name, like the questions that you would have given, and then the people's responses, maybe their phone numbers, their emails, among other stuff, and you organize the information accordingly. It basically just eases you obtaining information from all these large groups of people, obtaining it much faster, and being able to organize it. So that's something brief about Google Forms. Yes, thank you for listening.